I couldn't care less if they raise prices because people are going to start buying American-made cars.
Okay, so that is the president of the United States who campaigned on lowering prices, and we're gonna have an amazing montage to show you the galactic scale flip-flop in evidence right here, talking to a reporter, and we unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, depending on how you look at it, don't have the actual audio of him saying that, but saying that he couldn't care less if prices go up, in this particular case on automobiles, which I think is important. First of all, it's because his most recent round of tariffs obviously are gonna significantly jack up the price of many automobiles. Secondly, when the price of anything goes up, the starting price is kind of important. You know, if a box of Pop-Tarts goes up, maybe you pay 15 more cents. If a car goes up, maybe you pay $15,000 more. So of all of the things to not care less about, also, it's not like they're optional in America. In many parts of it, you kind of have to have a car. And so a little bit thoughtless, a little bit lacking in compassion when you do that. Now, they would say, well, he's talking about foreign car prices. I mean, he said now people are gonna have to buy American cars. So it's not as bad as it might look. Yeah, but isn't it? Because it's not just like, I don't know, BMWs that are made abroad. Many domestic cars are made, for instance, in Mexico. One of Ford's most popular trucks is made south of the border. So it is going to affect many domestic automobile manufacturers as well. And even for those who manufacture their cars here, whether they're what we think of as domestic brands or even the foreign brands who have factories in the United States where they produce automobiles, they're using many parts that come from other parts of the world. And so every one of these cars is going to be more expensive. Even Tesla, which is comparatively making out like a bandit with these new tariffs, is gonna see prices going up. Even Elon Musk acknowledges that. And so this is supposed to be Trump like tough talking, I guess, I don't know, Volkswagen or Aston Martin or something. But unfortunately, the people who are getting the rough treatment are American consumers, which seems to be sort of the story of this period. And so again, Aide saying, no, he's not talking about nothing, don't worry about it. It's just damage control. It's just damage control. And we wanna remind you again of the way he used to talk about these things. We're gonna turn to that in just a sec. I will say that while he's off fumbling and bumbling rhetorically and making himself look absolutely terrible, his team has a message. And the message is, don't worry about prices, tax cuts are coming. And the amazing and hilarious thing, the deeply ironic and also terrible thing about that message is, it sounds like it's for one person, like a struggling consumer. Don't worry about prices going up because tax cuts are coming and it'll all equal out, or maybe you'll even end up better off. But that's not how it works at all. Tariffs cost you effectively more money the more of your income goes into buying the things affected by it. So if you're a regular person, almost all of your money gets spent. You can't necessarily just save 90% of what you have. And so you're paying on all these different goods that make up the bulk of your spending. And the tax cuts are barely gonna help those people. We're talking maybe for like people listening to this, maybe $100, maybe $200. That's gonna barely even cut into the jacked up price of a new car or even a domestic car with how much more expensive parts are going to be. The tax cuts are gonna be significant for wealthier people, but those aren't the people that are worried about the tariffs raising prices anyway. They might be worried about what Donald Trump is doing to the stock market, but that's a separate issue. And so you can see here, they are speaking out of both sides of their mouth and somehow lying in both cases. But that said, he used to have a pure message when it came to prices, so buckle up and let's walk down memory lane.
Starting on day one of my new administration, we will end inflation and we will make America affordable again because the prices are too high. The prices are too high. So when I win, I will immediately bring prices down. Starting on day one, we will end Kamala's war on American energy and we will drill, baby, drill. We're gonna drill. Starting the day I take the oath of office, I will rapidly drive prices down and we will make America affordable again. We're gonna make it affordable again. Starting on day one, we will end inflation and make America affordable again. Starting on day one of the Trump administration, we will end inflation and we will make America great again. We will drive prices down and we'll drive them down very fast.
Down, down, down. Prices down. No prices actually up, but eventually to be better. That's not how he spoke. It was down instantly, always down, inexorably down, faster than you can imagine. And look, he may not have compassion, but I have compassion. And so I can extend to him the understanding that I couldn't care less about prices, wouldn't play as well on the rally stage. I understand why he lied the way he did repeatedly and viciously to the people who trusted him the most, who are willing to show up to his rallies, to risk potentially being shot at his rallies, only to have him lie knowingly to their faces. But I do think, JR, that now, as it's not like this is like one little blip. It's just tariff. Prices only are going up. I think that some people will get the message. What do you think about the messaging here?
Yeah, I mean, well, one thing, he's gonna have to change that pitch that he had on the White House lawn with Elon Musk there with the Teslas, because he had the piece of paper in front of him and he's like, these prices are only 35,000. You wouldn't realize how cheap Teslas actually could be. Well, they're going up too, so maybe he should change that stupid ass pitch that he had. Either way it goes, this is the way that I think rich folks usually think. Uber rich people have zero idea what money is like. They don't know what it's like to have a limit on your income. They don't know what it's like to have to think about, well, can I purchase that and still survive this month? They don't know. They hear about it, but there's such detached from the rest of Americans. There's these terms like, oh, they're so detached, and they use it all the time, but they think it's just kind of like an acting game. They're actually so detached from the rest of the country. They think when they say things, when this guy says things like, oh, prices are gonna go down on day one. Oh, but who cares if the price of a truck goes up by $5,000-$6,000? Who cares? Who cares? That's just a little bit of discomfort. Because to them, $5,000-$6,000 is like a couple of pennies. So they're like, why are these guys complaining? It's not like it's $5 billion that these things are going up. They're going up by only $5,000-$10,000. Why are they so upset? Now, this is why once they get the discomfort or people pushing back and blowing up Teslas on car lots, they're like, how could they do this to us? All we did was say that by Trump's third term, that suddenly soon prices may actually finally come down, because he has this long plan of destroying the entire economy. Then after destroying the economy, telling and leaning on other people, say like feds, the Fed chair and all them, we'll change those prices. Go ahead, just lower them, do that for me, so that these things can look better for me. It'll take a while for whatever his stupid plans are as far as bringing in all this production to America, which obviously doesn't happen overnight. Again, in his bullying world, suddenly there's gonna be all these American car plants, only in America, only American made parts in the country. He thinks if it happens in 10 years, that's fine, that's great. There was just a little bit of discomfort for those 9 years. They don't think because they're detached, and the architects of it honestly don't care what happens to people, because they actually want people living in dire straits, actually having to feel like they're begging to live another day, so they have more control over their lives. That's what these people are.
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna do my whole thing about how he could present this in a way that acknowledged both the potential benefits as well as the real costs. He could even, again, show solidarity and actually suffer himself along the way, which he and Elon Musk never will. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. There is an alternate world, a different way he could have done this, but he doesn't respect or care enough about his voters to have done it that way. Instead, he just wants to lie and lie and lie.